Good morning, people, wherever you are in the world. This is Mick Ruby, Mufc Realist TV, with a live transfer update all around Manchester United. And boy, do we have some updates to share with you today. It is Friday the 6th, which is, for some people is Orthodox Christmas. So Merry Christmas to all of you that are Orthodox, including myself. I wish you a great Christmas ahead to spend with your time with your family. But let's get right into the transfer news. And are you ready? Let's go. Let's do it.
See it very, very heavily linked with Frankie de Jong.
Any of the injured players like to be available for the game this weekend, but they will still out.
You want Frankie? No, it's about the right place, and there are many, but I cannot give comments on the player who's under contract in another club when we are.
Now let's dive right into it, people. I know you've been waiting. It's the daily 11 a.m. UK time transfer show that we are starting to do regularly on basis. We're trying to be as consistent as possible. As people that have been following me knows that I've been reporting on the transfer market, especially when it comes to Jao Felix and the latest development, as we've seen as well. Now we know that Benfica, no, not Benfica, I'm sorry, Atletico Madrid came out to say that, we are open to loan out João Felix for a potential loan deal, but also we want to sell because you know why. Simeone and João Felix don't really go head to head, toe to toe. They're kind of fallen out. I've been seeing reports that he's not reporting to training, etc., etc. So that is kind of transpiring that we have two suitors being involved in terms of Arsenal and Manchester United. The bid package was come out to say from Miguel Marin, who is the CEO, to say that, hey, we want sort of kind of an extortion price of 21 million euros package. That means they want a 15 million whooping million in asking price for loan fee for 6 millions with no obligations to buy. Plus they want both Arsenal and United to cover the wage bill for the rest of the season, which is about 6 million. Now, back in the days, I said also reported, if you go back to my Twitter and my previous timelines and videos, to say that there will be another meeting with Jorge Mendes and Miguel Marin, and that meeting actually took place yesterday. Now, there's been reports also and confirmed that United has actually gone in with the initial starting bid, which was a little bit of a shameful one, but it's kind of normal when you are kind of in negotiations for the transfer market. This is the transfer market we're talking about. United has actually gone in with a proposal of 4 million in terms of loan fee and 6 in total, for 6 to cover Joao Felix wages. So that's a total package of 10 million. But we also know that Ronaldo's departure also left a little bit of wiggling room in terms of 50 million, in terms of what it costs to what it costed to have Cristiano Ronaldo for the remaining season. So Manchester United managed to save up a little bit money so they can use some wiggling room. Now, I got some reports yesterday from Portugal. As you know, I keep in touch with the intermediate and the agent market. That meeting was positive in terms of Jorge Mendes and Miguel Marin. Of course, Jorge Mendes' job is to sort of negotiate between the clubs and his client and Manchester United and also Arsenal. But it's potentially been presented this deal offer and also negotiated that the final cut price that came out was a total package of 13.5 million, meaning they are quite willing to accept about 7.5 million plus the 6 million wages. Now, I certainly believe that this is not the end of the road. I think that, I was been told that Jorge Mendes taking this back to United to say, look, would you be able to meet there in the middle? So I have a hunch feeling it is a bid being made, but it is always in the transfer market a bid that you top on. So I have a feeling that will end up on about 14 to 15 million at the end of the day, and the transfer can be done within the week or two. There's also been said that there's no obligations to buy, so this might be a straight loan deal. But also United might have a non-refusal rights, meaning that if they want to buy Joao Felix in the summer, they can have a first refusal right. So yeah, this is all good. Join me in the studio as well today for this morning show is Phil Standish, my usual vice captain. Let me throw Phil into the studio. How you doing? Good morning, Phil.
Yeah, good morning. All right.
Yeah, exciting news, isn't it?
Yeah,
How
yeah. I
excited
mean,
are you?
I'm very excited. I mean, I don't want to get above myself because we got all excited about Enzo Fernandez, we got excited about Cody Gakpo, and other clubs came in and took them. And we know that Arsenal's heavily linked with Jao Felix as well. So, whilst I've
Mm,
done my research on him, studied a little bit about his movement and his goals and his assists and his style of play and his statistics, I don't want to go overboard until we know that the club have actually got him, and then I can allow myself to enjoy that moment more. I wouldn't want to wax lyrical about him and then see him end up at another club as we did with Cody Gakpo. But there you go.
yeah, no, 100%. I hear you. Of course, I'm also a big advocate to say that it's not done until the ink is dry and signed on the paper, and of course, the players hold up the shirt. But we know ever since the summer that Erik ten Hag has been eyeballing Joao Felix. Like it's been widely reported, uh, and I just want to pick your brains in terms of football philosophy and the way you see Joao Felix fitting in Ten Hag system, and why do you think Ten Hag is going for a profile like Jao Felix?
I think when you look at his goals, I mean, he obviously came from Benfica. He had a great season, which is what got him his major move over to Atletico. For Benfica, he got 20 goals and 11 assists,
Mm,
which out of 43 appearances. So he was obviously almost getting a goal or assist per game on that. So his goal involvement was massive, which is what got him his 113 million move to Atletico from Benfica in
mm,
July 2019. They, at that point, he was the world's most expensive teenager, and we've seen many times before the price, the heaviness that applies to a player, and the
mm,
pressure that it comes with, and the expectation. And so, he's over the last couple of seasons, he seems to have dwindled a little bit in terms of his what he's providing, what he's producing. This season, he's played more of a second striker. He's got 2 goals and 3 assists from 10 appearances, and from the left wing, he's got 3 goals out of 5 appearances. So he is getting those. He is still getting bits. Probably not as much as Simeone wants, and we know that the biggest issue is,
mm,
or we believe the biggest issue is to be between them in terms of them just clashing, not necessarily what
mm,
he can and can't perform.
mm,
But at the end of the day, if you're not performing for your manager, if you're not getting on with your manager, you're not going to be able to give your best sort of thing. You're not going to be supported and
mm,
backed off the pitch. So I think that makes a difference. I think we've seen with Ten Hag what he can do with his players, how we've saw the resurgence of Rashford. Many people, you were some ridiculous stories last season. Get rid of Rashford, he's done, he's finished, blah blah blah. He had
mm,
a couple of bad games. He's still young himself, Rashford. But when you see what Ten Hag has done with Rashford and his team have done with him, and now they've turned him into this magnificent player again, who people are talking about him being a worldie and amongst the top 5 in the world and stuff like that. That's not my opinion. I'm just saying that's generally what sort of is in social media at the moment. I think when you look at Yao Felix's goals, most of his goals are within the box.
mm,
There's 1 or 2 that are from outside the box, a few headers, not many, but we know about that header against United, unfortunately in the Champions League. It was great
mm,
run, got him behind the defence, and then just headed off the inside post into the back of the net, cruelly, but it went in, and he came off the bench to get that goal.
mm.
But again, we know that he's got that movement, he's got pace. He does like to sort of stick around the box, which is what we've not seen a lot of. We see
Yeah.
lots of our players driving forward, lots of wing play, and then they have to cut in from the wing to get into the box
Mm,
to get the shot off themselves because there's nobody in there. What I've seen with looking at his goals and his style of play is that he does seem to spend a lot of time in and around the sort of penalty area, just at the edge of the box, just picking up space, dropping off, making
mm,
a run and then dropping back, sort of thing, just to lose his defender. So he's got lots
mm,
of movement. He's got he's not necessarily the fastest player, but he's got a good acceleration on him as well.
But
So I
he's
think
also yeah.
Well,
I mean, he's also like, for me, if you look at, the transfermarkt.com, of course, I've been watching him a fair bit as well. He's preferred, he's a shadow striker. He's a
yeah,
center forward. It means he's very versatile. He can also play left wing, center forward.
yeah,
He's 181 centimeters tall in centimeters, but he's also surprisingly very good in the air. Also, that's what a lot of people don't mention as well. And the fact that he played in a very pragmatic Simeone style of football, of course, he didn't get that many goals, but he's also very good on pressing, also good at tracking back as well. And this is something that I see that Erik ten Hag's style of play will suit him as well.
yeah, yeah,
Something that you said about filling the box. Yeah, we've seen that clearly, evidently, like in the last couple of games, that we are getting more bodies in the box. Like typical, like playing false nine style, like City does, scoring, cutting it from the byline, chucking it into the box. Somebody gets it at the end of the penalty area and just whacks it in, right?
absolutely.
So,
Yeah,
so this for me is 100% a yes, can work. It's not a risk if we're going to look for a sort of a try and buy for the next 6 months or 5 months, whatever it might be. I mean, if you look at the current market value, what they're saying is 50 million, but the highest market value is about 100 million, was reported
yeah, yeah.
on Transfermarkt. So,
I think if you
I
were
mean,
able to buy him right now, it'd be about 75, 80 million would be an agreed deal. But nobody
mm,
wants to do that. We need to see if he does fit into the style. Atletico a little bit reluctant to let the world world record signing, let him go after halfway through his contract. So I think he signed a 7-year contract. He's only 3 years into it. It is partly down to the manager, and my concern is I would like to see, if we do get the deal over the line, something written in there that we have an option to buy. I
yeah,
can't see Atletico going for it, but it'd be great if we did. Or as you just said, first refusal, because option to buy would be a great way to make sure that we get the best out of him. Because if Ten Hag does with him what he's done with Rashford, the Atletico are going to want him back and either take him for themselves, or if he still doesn't get on with Simeone, just sell him off to a higher bidder somewhere else.
mm,
And we don't want to do that. We want the option to bring him in and do what we can and make the most of it. I think he would be great in and around the box. As I say, I think he's got that sniff out a goal sort of thing. He's got that within his locker. It's his main
yeah,
attributes. Running in
no,
behind the defence, coming in from the wing, gets assists as well. He's not afraid to play some like nice little cute through balls and deft chips
no.
and things like that. So
I had a chat with the football agent David Lavelle that we had on the show a few times as well, and he said like even that is a good price for a player like of his stature, his caliber.
yeah,
Like he said like he's still young and has time to develop.
he's
There
only
was a lot of
23.
expectation. Yeah, there was a lot of expectation. He came to Atletico like he was the most rated young talent to come across. Everyone was kind
Yeah,
of surprised the pragmatic Atletico got him, and in a way Simeone destroyed his career, his hype. So to rejuvenate to play under Erik ten Hag might be the best move for him, and he knows it
yeah,
as well. And I heard that he really wants to join the project of Manchester United and Erik ten Hag. So, and of course, George Mendes has to make amends for Cristiano Ronaldo's story that
yeah,
happened in this
yeah,
summer.
yeah,
So yeah, so it's a little bit thing. So I just heard on the grapevine, he's a very busy man. He's flying over to Turin as well. There's a lot of things to be done with Juve, so I'm dying to hear his update. So David, if you're watching this, big up, thank you. We're waiting for your update.
Look
But
forward to hearing from you, David.
in regarding the George Mendes is absolutely working because Jao Felix wants to move. He wants to come to the Premier League, and his preference, what I've been told, is Manchester United. It's now up to
Good.
United how they will trigger this, knowing
Yeah,
that we have 15 million to spare since Ronaldo left. That should be a no-brainer to trigger. It's just a nitty-gritty in terms of how do we structure it, in terms of no obligation to buy, first refusals, those kind of things. So.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Um, so the saga continues, as I said, they will have a meeting. They had a meeting. This is the outcome of the meeting. What I've been
yeah.
told is 7.5 million in terms of loan fee and covering his full wages with 6. So back to the drawing board, back to you, John, in a way. Let us go back to the comments to see what people are saying here. Lenzel Jr., welcome to the show. Good morning to the community. I hope you're all well. Good morning to you, Lenzel Jr. Good morning. It is afternoon where I'm as well. So yeah, good morning to you, Phil. Good morning to Lenzelo. Cobello, good afternoon, he says. So some people it's morning, some people it's afternoon. You're
South
calling from
Africa, nice.
South Africa. Big Safa. Benny McCarthy's from South Africa. So yeah, big up. We're really happy to have Benny McCarthy in the club, aren't we, Phil?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he definitely made a difference.
Mm. Lanzel Jr. said, Mick, it's being sad that the Arsenal are more advanced, but I think Mendes and Felix would rather United. Yes, in a way, but remember that Mr. Junior is that they are going all in for Mudryk. That is deal is getting advanced. Chelsea's getting blown out of the water. They are mid-table. Todd Bowley is clueless what he's doing. So I think that Arsenal is going more for a permanent signing in January, and Mudryk is being the target. What do you reckon, Phil?
Yeah, I mean, obviously that is my concern. I mentioned it at the beginning of the show. I just said, about the fact that Arsenal definitely in the wings are sniffing around. We know that Chelsea's after Mudryk as well, so they've got that bit of a fight to go on at the moment with Arsenal. So hopefully, whilst Arsenal are fighting for the number one target of Mudryk, that we can just get this Felix deal done. We lost out on players ourselves when we were fighting over Sancho. The likes of Bellingham, for example, when we're fighting over Sancho. And I just think from that perspective, I just hope that we can get this deal done while Arsenal are still playing, with the Mudryk situation with Chelsea. So hopefully it'll work in our favour. But let's see. At the end of the day, if Arsenal's got the money and they're prepared to pay it, then and United are faffing around, then we'll see the same happen with what happened with Gakpo, and he'll just go and we'll be like, oh no, we've lost out sort of thing. So. Well, hopefully that won't happen this time.
If you're going to rate your gut feeling in terms of hotometer, what would you give it? 50, 60, 70, 80, 90% to happen?
I think the fact that we need a striker, I think Ten Hag will be certainly pushing for it. I think he's proved that look at what I can do. Look how far we've come. We're in this competition. We can win silverware this year. He will make a difference. He will make the difference possibly. I think I'd have to go for about a confident 7 or 8 at the moment. And
the crowd is with you here. The panel here, the bench warmers is saying 80%. I'm also getting into that 80%. Before I was on the 70% mark. If you go back to my transfer video show with David Lavelle, we were discussing it. Now, since the deal is advancing, they're talking. Agents is talking with the CEO of Atletico and back and forward intermediate with the club. I'm pretty sure this is going to get over the line. I hope so. But anyway, the news that I'm presenting right now it is the news that I'm getting from the agency market. Just as a disclaimer, things can happen in the silly season. Things can change. At the end of the day, I'm not responsible for what goes on. I'm just giving you the alternative news what we are presenting towards our community, just for a disclaimer. And would you give him number 7 because number 7 is vacant?
No. No. I think number 7 has to be earned. We thought that Ronaldo, he's going to lift the curse sort of thing. He's going to come back and make the difference, and he didn't. That number 7 shirt is cursed. I don't know what's going to lift that curse. If Ronaldo can't lift the curse, I don't know what will.
Yeah. Even Lenzel Jr. is saying, I'm hoping with Mendes we got it done. We have a good relationship with him as so long may it come. Yeah, in a way, he's trying to restore his relationship after it was damaged with Ronaldo. So this is what I'm trying to say, that he's trying to do a good one, trying to push it for United in a certain way. Cabello, welcome to good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. Please let us know where you're calling from. Would United be looking to complete this deal as soon as possible or willing to even wait to the end of January? How quickly do you expect to get it done? Should I or you answer it?
Well, from my perspective, I think we'll be looking to get it done as soon as possible. At the end of the day, we've got a fixture of game, a backlog of game. Well, not a backlog of a load of fixtures coming up just right on the horizon. We've got cup games, we've got the Premier League. The sooner we can get him into the club, the better. We've seen in the past where we've left something late in the window, thinking we'll get him cheaper or whatever. And I think if you leave it too late, we probably will lose out to the likes of Arsenal, who are desperate to get someone in as well. So, with Gabriel Jesus out, it's a perfect scenario for them. They take a 6-month loan. They've got Jesus from the end of the season. They're probably not too interested. It may go in our favour, the fact that we were looking to loan to buy, whereas Arsenal appear to be just a loan. But obviously Aubameyang, he left. He went to Chelsea. So Jesus has come in. Went on a bit of a goal drought of 3 games, nothing too much. But I think he'll come back firing when he does. They've got great goals within the team. So I just think, if we're going to get it done, we're going to get it done as soon as possible.
Yeah, no. I mean, I agree with you. I think it will be, since it's a loan deal, it's quite, fast to be done. There's no image rights or stuff like that to be negotiated. We know that Atletico want to sell him. Maybe they will sell him in the summer. I think it's a smart business to do, try before you buy, see if it works. The question is, if we buy him, will that stop us to get a type of Mbappe in the summer, etc., etc.? So in a way, it's smart to do it a trial before you buy, and then assess it in the summer. Okay,
Yeah,
I think so.
Yeah.
Good morning, are you Shill? Good morning, good afternoon. How are you, sir? Felix in January is tough because we all know Glazers are gone. Yeah, Atletico Madrid will not sell him cheap. Oh, yeah, big up. Big up. I don't think Atletico is looking to sell, first of all. As we explained here, it's more of a loan with potential to buy in this summer. But the thing is, nobody wants to buy right now. It's a lot of money. A lot of people don't have the budget at the moment when it comes to January transfers. So a potential loan because the player wants to get out and play football. Listen, people, thank you for coming on. Thank you for watching the show. This has been Mufc Realist TV, Mick Ruby, with my sidekick, Phil Standish. Good morning to you, Phil. And listen, please tune in. We're playing a game tonight. Yeah, FA Cup, Chelsea. Yeah, cool. So we might do a little bit of a match reaction show after, but listen, I wish you all a fantastic morning, a fantastic afternoon, and a great match experience later on tonight. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you, Phil. Have a fantastic morning as well.
Thank
See
you.
you
Take care.
all later. Bye for now.
Bye.
Oi. Thank you for watching Mufc Realist TV and this episode. Listen, if you really like what you're seeing, please continue watching other content that we provide, because it's unique content providing by a fan for the fan, allowing you to be real red for real with real opinions, because at the end of the day, we are Mufc Realist TV. Even better, if you want to join our community, make us better, play for the team, hit that join button. Together, we will grow and make it better. Thank you for watching, and by the way, support the team for fuck's sake, because that's what we do here. Cheers!